You're listening to Reece Lache Worldwide Podcast.
Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? Feel the power of Double XI.
Positive Power 21.org Internet Radio.
You're listening to Reece Lache Worldwide Podcast.
Hey, my name is Davis and I'm from Haiti, but I live in Dominican Republic. I'm here, Positive Power 21, Reece Lache Worldwide.
That's right, you tell him, little buddy. Everybody, did you hear my little buddy? That's right, you listening to Late Night. That's right, Late Night with Reece Lache Worldwide on Positive Power with Double XI, bringing you the live jazz experience with DJ Lady Praise and the Jazz Man. Of course, from Charm City himself, right here is the Batman. And they're broadcasting from their studios out of Chestertown, Maryland. That's right. I'll tell you some history about that township one day. Maybe we get Lady Praise, give y'all a little history about Chestertown, Maryland. But welcome, everybody. Welcome. We appreciate you guys. And just real quick, we just want to let everybody know that we got a special docu-series that's airing tonight on Comcast Channel 25 in DeKalb County in Atlanta, Georgia. You catch it right on their network, the Comcast network. If you can't get it there, if you're not there and you're listening from far, far away, you can check it out on the Earth Channel. You can get that at www.dekalb25.com and DEKLB25.com. Check out a brand new show called Who I Am. It's about African American men from all over the nation who grew up fatherless or with their fathers, but they came from poverty. I guess no adults in the home during this, days that they should be there, whatever. But anyway, check it out. Quite a story. We got guys who have won Grammys, Emmys, running for mayor, entrepreneurs, fathers, all highly educated. Some of them travel around the world with some of the top pastors in the world. That's right. People like Ezekiel Walker. That's right. Just to name a few. So you want to check this series out. It's very motivational, very inspiring, and I think you really enjoy it. So tonight, the first show is going to be on Reginald Gant, and he was told that he would not become anything. He would be a failure in life. That's right. After having his daughter at age, I think he was 19. Someone told him he would be a failure. He had ruined his life. It inspired him. He went on and got his college degree. He has an awesome job working with the federal government. He also owns his own business, him and his wife. I think he has 3 or 4 children that he's raising, and 1 child's in college. So, very inspiring, motivational show. We got to check it out. It's called Who I Am, the docuseries, published and produced by Positive Power XI Original Films. All right. So again, get that on www.DeKalb25.com. All right, y'all. So real quick, we got a special guest here, artist. That's right. She's I'm not sure. I didn't get a chance to read her bio because I won't be doing an interview, but DJ Lady Praise and Jazz Man is going to do the interviews, and it's going to be an awesome show. Okay. All right. What's up, Lady Praise? What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, Batman?
Batman is awesome. I forgot when I talked to you guys, I got to turn my other mic settings up because for some reason it likes to cut itself down when I'm connecting with Skype. All right, here we go. All right, so what's going on with you, Jazz Man? How you doing?
Doing well. Getting a little rested.
Yeah, everybody getting cabin fever. Can't make those runs out to the store like you used to without equipping yourself with surgical equipment. All that good stuff. Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But it's all good. It's going to pass.
It's going well.
Yeah, it's going to pass.
Okay.
All right, so I know we don't really have no updates what's going on because a lot of cancellation of a lot of events that was going on for the month of March.
Yes.
We're still on the table with the Lakeisha Mosey show. Is a good chance that's probably going to be pushed back to probably to June since we're going to be taping in May for for my journey with Paula G. She's coming from Atlanta to do her show in May, so that'll be here in our private studios. Still got openings, so as soon as all this passed, you'll see a little bit more promotions and everything. But y'all, we're excited about tonight, y'all. We're excited.
And then Batman.
Yeah.
But Batman, there is an update though. There is one update though.
You got an update?
They had to cancel. They went ahead and canceled the Tea Party as well.
Oh, wow.
The Touchdown Tea Party.
No, they didn't.
So that's been canceled.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Touchdown Tea Party has been canceled, so there is not going to be a play. There's not going to be another play. Last year they had a wonderful play. So this year they were really planning, and the playwright was working on the play and had the play done, and the committee decided to cancel the Tea Party for May. So there is no Tea Party this year.
So they didn't think that
Legacy
May
Day, Lady Praise?
Well, yeah. What about Legacy Day? You gotta have Legacy Day.
Again?
Legacy Day.
What about Legacy Day? Well, Legacy Day right now, we are the committee chair and co-chair and others. What we're doing right now, because of the social distancing, we're having the committee meetings online, and right now, so far, we're still on for Legacy Day, but that may change.
But Legacy Day is
again, it's not until August, but like I said, everything is. So right now, we're still pushing for. We're still in the planning stages. We're still moving forward. We got the band, we got the DJ set up, and moving forward with the having T-shirt contests to design a new T-shirt. So everything's moving forward. So we're just hoping and praying that it's going to go forward. So
I was about to say, Legacy Day is in August. Everything's supposed to be, up and running. I think the president's going to, open up the country in May. Yeah. I mean, April, actually, the end of April. I mean, he's talking about Easter. He's going to let everything fly, but I think it's up to what's going on with the hospitals that's going to determine. Like, say, for example, I believe that the determination is going to be when you start seeing people healing and leaving the hospital and make rooms for others. If case some other people come in that's sick, then he probably say, okay, we got it under control now because now we got access to respirators. And that's the whole deal is you need equipment for this virus. Unlike, the other ones you treat it with antibiotics and you just go home, or if they got to treat you. And then they found out too that some of the people are doing better when they give them some kind of blood plasma of some sort that's coming from some people who healed up. I think they were able to capture some type of antidote from them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's interesting. I think that's how viruses work. You get a host and you build your vaccine from that. Okay. Well, we'll see.
So right now we're still positive. We're still positive it's going to move forward. So we're still in the planning. We're still doing our planning and stuff.
Okay. So. All right, cool. So, I'm disappointed about the Tea Party. I can understand, the play couldn't work because you guys would have been in rehearsal probably in a couple weeks, and the outside activities, and plus it's hot.
But we talking about a lot of people though.
Yeah,
I mean, there's no way you can do that 6 feet of distance.
No, there's no way.
We're talking about a lot of people.
But see, that's one of the. But that's one of the
5,000 or 6,000 people.
Yeah. Well, last year y'all had more than that. But I think they said that once you start getting in the warmer weather, the virus can't pass because it can't survive.
But they don't know it yet.
No,
they don't know it yet.
No, they actually been saying that that's been a fact that the virus don't have a long life when it hits the warm temperatures. The deal is the fact that
we'll pray on that, but there's no definite science about that yet. So I'm like,
No, because if that was the case, it wouldn't be nowhere in sub-Saharan Africa.
No, but it's because the people. Well, I think because the people was passing it from person to person. It wasn't a surface. See, right now in the colder climate, they find out that it's staying alive on surfaces. That's been the problem here. That's why I think what's going to happen is they're going to. I think they're going to come out probably with some kind of aerosol spray like a Lysol that help people disinfect, like daily with a spray. Because I think I don't think the ships do real thorough cleaning. Because I think as soon as you get off the ship, they're getting ready for the next group of people. So I think that's probably why people got so sick so quickly on the ships.
Now, I think it was a good idea to cancel the Tea Party because if you look at how the COVID-19 travels. It started in when it started in China around mid-December. They have just started to go down, and we talk about a couple of months, like what, 2.5 months later.
When was their New Year's? Their New Year's was in January, right?
Yeah, but their first case was December 15th.
Yeah, but I think when the travelers got it, though, was because a lot of the travelers from Canada that was from China was traveling back, and that's how it got over here really quick because we was tracking
But
it.
the scary part to me is the asymptomatic carriers that don't have no symptoms.
Yeah, right. And I think that's the concern right now.
That's the thing.
Well, you know, the deal is, man, some people just got really good, strong immune systems. What they're probably going to find out, they got to try to find out what is so common about these people who don't show no symptoms. Are they vegetarians? You know, are they, meatless diet or what the deal is? So it's a lot to go out on it, you know. It's going to be some ongoing study.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be the end of it, you know. They got different strains come out every year of stuff, you know. And this thing is circling back because they've seen this before many, many, many years ago. So just circle back. All right, y'all. We are ready to move on to the show. It's time to let our guests out the queue. And all right, what's going on, Miss Reece? How you doing?
Hey.
Welcome to Positive Power and Live Jazz Experience. Welcome.
What's up?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks
That's
for
good.
this opportunity.
You're welcome. So look, I'm Jerry Voice, and I'm going to be manning the controls and make sure you guys are up and running. So Lady Praise is going to lead the interview along with Jazz Man. So you guys have a great show, and we hope to meet you soon. Amen.
Also, Batman, I wanted to mention at the top of the hour, I'm going to be doing the phenomenal Hugh Masekela at the top of the hour.
All right,
Trumpet
9
of Hugh
o'clock.
Masekela.
All right, at 9 o'clock, we'll take a station break. All right, Lady Praise, take it away.
Hey, Reese, how are you? This is DJ Lady Praise. How you doing this evening?
Hi, I'm doing good.
Great. Well, let me get started. Please tell the audience all about Reese. And am I pronouncing your last name right, Lache?
Yep, Reece Lache.
Excellent. So tell us all about Reece Lache.
So I am a Christian hip hop artist, born and raised in Louisiana. I moved to the DMV. Yeah, I recently moved here. Well, not recently, a couple of years ago. My family just started moving out here. So, but yeah, my music is straight Christian hip hop. I love God. The music, how do I say? I try to make my music for everyone. So even if you're not a Christian, what I do is, and if you listen, you can kind of tell, I take basic like Bible principles and I put it in my music without quoting the scriptures or without, if you listen, you'll get it, you'll hear it. You'll catch some things, but yeah.
Okay. So when did you first really get into music?
Oh man, I've been into music for a really long time. But when I first got saved, I thought that I was gonna have to stop doing music because when I got saved, there was a lot of sacrifices I had to make. For one, I was a homosexual. I was looked straight like a guy. A lot of people thought I was a guy. I was a homosexual. I had to, give that up. The music, I thought I was going to have to give that up. And then my sister actually came to me and she said, why don't you do Christian rap? And I was like, what? I laughed, because I didn't know that was a thing. Being in the world and coming from the world, it's like, what is that? And why is that a thing? But then I looked into it on YouTube and Google, and I found The Truth. He was the first artist that I seen doing Christian hip hop, and I was like, yo, like I can do this. I can do that. So it went from me cursing in my music and, basic secular music to me talking about God and quoting scriptures.
Wow. So I listened to your, I love your song, Wrong's Right. I love that.
That's the one.
Love that. So I'm like, cause I'm a Christian DJ as well. So I've been a Christian DJ now for like, 2 years. And I'm like, wow, I love this. Tell me about how that song came about, you doing that song. Who wrote it, the whole bit. I love that song.
Yeah. So I write all my own music. A lot of people ask me that, and it kind of makes me feel good. But I write all my own music.
Okay.
That song is kind of goes along with my testimony and what I was telling you from making those sacrifices, from coming from the world and coming into the church. And I had friends who were in the world, and they kind of. I started to distance myself from my old friends, and as they saw me changing, they also distanced themselves from me. But I realized that they were watching me, and somebody actually came to me and said, "Yo, like, what happened to you? Whatever happened to you? How do I get that? How do I get
wow?
So that kind of started the first part of that song with, I'm talking about, man, what happened to you? You are not the same. Tell me how to change.
Yeah.
We used to be friends. Yeah, we used to be friends. Now you ain't the same. And that's kind of how it is, where people don't know what to feel when they see somebody that they know go from cursing, smoking, drinking, and, doing everything they do to talking about God, and you see them change, and it's kind of like they're confused. So I had a lot of friends who I knew they were confused. I knew that some of them, they were probably upset, because it's like why you changed on me? You changed on me, type of thing. So that's where the song stems from.
Yeah, because again, what they were doing is they were watching your walk, and it's all about our walk with God.
Mm-hmm.
So they were looking at your walk, and were like excited about your walk, and they wanted the same walk.
They wanted
it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And they wanted illuminated. Yeah. So, and intimidated. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
exactly.
So tell me. So when I looked at your bio, and in your bio you said. And I'm quoting, I quote, "If my life ever seems like a fairy tale, it's because of God and not me." Can you elaborate on that?
I have another song too about that, where people think, they see me and they think that it's so perfect. They think my life is so perfect. Like, people actually envy when they see someone doing something and it's like it looks so easy, and they think to themselves, like, we do it all the time as believers. We do it all the time. We see other people, we even look into the world and say, why do they have that and we don't? Why is their life like that and mine isn't? But you don't know. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what I had to go through to get these blessings that you see. And that's where the music comes in. Like, I'll try to open myself up in the music to let people know what I'm going through, what I went through 6 months ago that you didn't see. So if it looks good to you, if it looks like a fairy tale, it's because of God. No, I didn't do anything. God literally called me. I would have never gone. I would have never given up homosexual. I would have never done it. He called me.
Wow.
So it's because it's not me. And I when I was doing secular music, I was nowhere near where I am today. And I can only blame God for that. I can only thank God for that.
Mm-hmm.
He gave me. I'm trying to tell you.
You say now. Tell me Tell me about Ride or Die. I like that one too. Am I correct? Ride or Die, right?
Everybody wants to know what Ride or Die is about, but I have to tell people.
I'm serious. I'm telling you, I love it. I love it.
I have to tell people to get their own story out of that one, because it will be a sin for me to it will be a sin for me to put that story out there. So I like people to hear that and come up with your own story. Because we all been hurt. We all been church hurt. It's not about church hurt, by the way. Well, it kind of is. It is church hurt. But we've all been hurt in the church, outside of the church. We all have friends and people around us who we trusted. And the Bible tells us not to put our trust in men, but for some reason we do it anyway. And we put our trust in, the people we love and the people who are around us, and they look like us. That was one of the biggest mistakes I made when I first became a believer. I thought that everybody was like me, just hot. I was on fire for God, and I didn't realize that, okay, we do get dim sometimes. And so that song is kind of about that, where, and there's no blame there, but we're just people who are trying to be like God, and then we have to operate and do this church thing with other believers, and then we end up getting hurt, and but so that's what that is.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you this before we turn it over to Jasmine for we take a little bit of break. One question. So if you could open a show for any artist, who would it be and why?
Oh, if I can open a show for any artist, I've never thought about that. Who would it be?
Really?
Okay, if I could open up a show for anybody, I have to think of the biggest artist ever right now.
Okay. All right.
So I would say I would say Jay-Z or somebody like that, and I would just ruin everybody's mood for the night.
Okay.
The whole crowd would be mad for the rest of the night.
Why?
Because that's how I feel. That's how I feel like it is when you, as a Christian, as a believer, you walk into a dark room and you're full of light.
True.
It kind of puts a damper on everybody else's mood.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that, in my mind, I'm hoping that somebody that's drinking, and I'm saying, how's it go in Bronx, right? To something liquor, but I shine different or something like that. But yeah, that's what I see. I see somebody damn, I can't drink this now.
All right.
Just ruin the mood.
Okay.
All
right, cool. All right, well, thank you for answering my questions. I appreciate it. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a little bit of a break right now.
Okay.
And we're going to come on with Jazzman. He's going to do featured artists, which is going to be Hugh Masekela. And then Jazzman is going to come back after and ask you a couple of questions, all right?
Okay.
Hang in there. Okay, Jazzman, are you there?
All right. Thank you, Lady Praise. The featured artist this evening is the phenomenal Hugh Masekela, the South African jazz trumpeter. Hugh Masekela was born in the township of Kwagugwa in Witbank to Miss Selena Masekela, who was a health inspector and sculptor, and his wife, Pauline Bowers Masekela, a social worker. As a child, he began singing and playing piano and was largely raised by his grandmother, who ran an illegal bar for minors. At the age of 14, after seeing the 1950 film Young Man with the Horns, Hugh Masekela decided to pick up a trumpet. Masekela took up playing the trumpet, and he mastered the trumpet at an early age. Soon, some of his schoolmates also became interested in playing instruments, leading to the formation of the Huddleston Jazz Band, South Africa's first youth orchestra. When Louis Armstrong heard of this band from his friend Huddleston, he sent one of his own trumpets as a gift for Hugh Masekela. By 1956, after leading other ensembles, Mason Taylor joined Alfred Herbert's African Jazz Review. From 1954, Mason Taylor played music that closely reflected his life experience. The agony, conflict, and exploitation of South Africa faced during the 1950s and 1960s inspired and influenced him to make music and also spread political change. He was an artist who, in his music, vividly portrayed the struggles and sorrows as well as the joys and passions of his country. He had hits in the United States with the pop jazz tunes Up, Up, and Away and the number one smash hit Grazing in the Grass in 1968, which sold at that time a whopping 4 million copies. In 1985, Mason Taylor founded the Botswana International School of Music, which held its first workshop in Gaborone in that year. The event, still in existence, continued as the annual Botswana Music Camp. In 2003, he was featured in the documentary film Amanda, A Revolution in 4-Part Harmony. In 2006, Hugh Mason Taylor was described by a professor of history and Middle Eastern music as the father of South African jazz. Mason Taylor unfortunately died in Johannesburg on the early morning of 2018 in January from prostate cancer at the age of 78. Hugh Mason Taylor was nominated for a Grammy Award 3 times, which I don't understand why he couldn't win at least one award. And he was given the Best Musical Cast Show album for Sarafina and one of the best contemporary pop performances for the song Grazing in the Grass. And his career lasted from 1962 all the way through to of his album No Borders. Hugh Mason Taylor is one of the great trumpeters of, I would say, any generation. Thank you, everyone, for listening. The reason why I did pick Hugh Mason Taylor because he was not just a jazz trumpeter, but he was a composer, band leader, and a political activist. And thanks for listening. How you doing, Reece?
Yeah, Hugh Mason Taylor was pretty cool.
How you doing, Reece? This is Jazz Man.
How you doing? I'm good.
How you doing?
Okay.
Yes. My first question for you is, what makes Reece Lache so unique as a Christian hip-hop artist?
I think what makes me unique as a Christian hip-hop artist is my style. My style and how I'm able to, how do I say, I use really nice beats that the youth and this generation love, and I use the word of God in it to tell stories and to grab their attention, and they don't even know you're getting the word of God. Sometimes they don't know that they're getting the word of God until they start to listen to it. Beats that make you want to listen again, and words that once you listen again, you start to understand, if that makes sense.
Okay. That's a great. Now, Reece, you mentioned that your style. Now, which hip-hop artist today most resembles this type of style you have?
Today? Honestly, man, listen, I'm going to be honest, okay? I probably shouldn't say this. I listen to, like, a lot of Jacqueline Carr and, like, a lot of worship music, but I hardly ever listen to Christian hip-hop.
That's interesting. Why not?
I don't know. I just love worship music. I don't know.
That's interesting, though.
Maybe because I wish I could sing better.
Oh.
I have a heart. Yeah, man. Like, my heart is if I could be a worshiper, a worship leader, or, singer, then that's definitely what I would be doing. But I'm a rapper.
Oh, okay. Oh, I mean, that's nothing wrong. You can always add a little song in there, at least a few words. I mean, a few verses.
And I actually write more worship songs than rap. They're just unheard. Like I just write these worship songs and they're there.
Now, Reece, when you write the worship songs, have you ever thought about, say, marketing to other gospel artists?
I've thought about it. I just never looked into how to start or where to start.
Oh, because that'd be a good. You can make very good money when you do write the song and it's picked up by another artist. I mean, that's another way to earn income. I mean, you have the songs there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something to think about.
Yeah,
okay. My next question for you. Now, my next question: what is the most challenging aspect of the music business? Especially being a Christian hip hop artist.
Being a Christian. Being a
just
Christian
that alone.
Just that alone. Mm-hmm. Being a Christian. Mm-hmm.
That's the most challenging aspect.
Yes, because the music industry, they don't actually want us, you know.
I mean, but isn't it a category?
Christian hip hop
is a genre.
Christian hip hop is not a real genre, no. Mm-mm.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what's the reaction?
Say it again.
I said, what's the reaction when you do, show up as a Christian hip hop artist? What's the reaction? Is it cold or?
Well, when I go into places to perform, like I've done clubs before, and people gravitate. They love it. Like I would go in the club and sing "For God I Live." I don't know if you guys have ever heard that song, but the hook just says "For God I live, for God I die," and they love it. But
you can do a little singing.
a little. But when it comes to the business part of it, it's like there has to be some compromise if you want to, I'm not gonna.
So like what type of compromise? Give me an example.
It's super deep. It's super deep. There's just a lot of people who are running the industry who they want you to go along with them. Like I have a homeboy who he was told by a label to take God off of his page on his headline. On the Instagram it has the header. He was told to take that off of his header, even though he's a Christian hip hop artist.
Did he do it?
I don't know. I imagine he did. I imagine he did. But, just, little things like that.
So aren't you signed to an independent label?
No, I'm completely independent.
Now, that means you will have more control of your image, right?
Yes, and I want it to stay that way.
All right, my next question for you. Now, my next question, Reece, I know you're still a young woman. Where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years?
5 to 10 years, man. That's so hard because I am the type of person who I'm like a day by day type of person. Because I don't even know. I don't even know where I'm going to be tomorrow. So.
Oh.
Even when I try to plan things, like it just it doesn't go. But hopefully I'll be somewhere as an independent artist much further than I am today, and hopefully it doesn't take 5 years to get to where I want to be. But everything I do is about music, so. Yeah.
That's why I would say that because you do write gospel songs, you should do both. songwriter, sell that, and also yourself musically.
Yeah, I get that. You're probably like the third person who told me that. So.
Oh, okay, there it is. You know, three. You know what three means? All right. What advice would you give to the young people or the youth that want to get into the music business? As a Christian, whether it's a gospel artist, hip hop artist, just want to get into the music business. What's your? I have several advice, but what's the most profound advice you would give them?
I would just tell them to be patient. Be patient. Don't be anxious about it or do anything that probably gonna put them in a worse position later, because sometimes we get anxious when we're following our dreams and we just go with things. So I would just tell them to be patient. Be patient, work hard, and just, give it your all.
That sounds good. Now, before I turn it over to Batman, I got one more question in terms of how do songs come to you? I mean, does it come to you in a dream? Does it come to you just walking through the house? You see something, get inspired? I mean, how does it come to you?
Okay, so this one, I'm going to answer this question with a story. When I first got saved, I'm going to make it quick. When I first got saved, I went with a friend to his church. I didn't know anyone there. There was some prophets in town. And I never met these people before, but the lady, she called me up in front of the church. And she just looked at me. She said, your music is words of warfare. Your music. And she said it in a powerful way. She said, your music is words of warfare. And she told me how my music was going to help so many people. And at the time, being a baby believer, I didn't know what that meant. So I'm excited.
I like that.
How does she know me? So it's and another thing, I couldn't write. I remember when I had writer's block, and I started praying to God. I'm like, God, give me wisdom. Give me something to tell the people. And immediately, I started going through so many different trials and tribulations because I didn't understand that this is what my music is. If I'm happy, I can't write. I have to be.
So what kind of mode you got to get in? What you got to get in? Intense mode?
A fight,
military.
Fighting mode.
Oh, you a sister warrior?
I'm a warrior, man. Yeah. That's what it is.
Yeah, that sounds good. All right, thanks, Reece. Appreciate it. Best wishes. I'm gonna turn it over to Batman.
Wow.
Thank you.
All right. So, Lady Praise, did you have one more question before I play her wrong? I think her wrong right.
I definitely want to ask her a question. So to me, when I listened to you did wrongs right, it sounded like to me. You said you don't like to sing, but your voice sounded wonderful. And you reminded me of Corinne Hawthorne.
See, we from the same place. I can sing.
That's what I figured.
I can sing. I can hum. And I can sing.
Yes. No, you can sing.
But I can't sing. So I can't sing. I'm definitely not like Jalen Carr.
Oh, no.
No.
Yeah, but you have it. But your voice is anointed, though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So you're thinking about pursuing it a little bit further. As Jazzman asked, I think you should pursue that a little bit further.
Say it one more time.
And what would it take you to do that, to pursue that further?
Singing?
Yeah.
I'm easing in. I'm easing into it. I'm getting there.
Okay.
This project, I've sang more on this project than any other project. So I've actually.
Your voice sounds great to me.
I've been told a lot.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I used to love to sing. But people used to tell me, stick to rapping. And so I just stopped trying to sing until I said, you know what, I'm going to sing. And I got better.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
Work on it. That's right.
So
Work
who
on
have
it.
you performed with? So what other singers have you performed with around the DMV area? Yeah. Or singers or just what other artists have you performed with? And what other groups have you performed with in the DMV area?
I performed with Brianna Ray. I don't know if you guys know her.
Yeah, we know her.
Another artist.
Yeah.
So she's another artist under Terrell. So I performed with her. I've opened up for a lot of different artists in the area, but not sure if they're from the area, like Cannon and Uncle Reece, Tripoli. Who else? A lot of artists.
What about Rel?
A lot. Rel?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Rel the Worshipper.
That's right. Rel the
That's
Worshiper.
my homie. Yeah, that's my homie.
Yeah. We know him.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
Awesome.
Miss Reece, I think we do have your song queued up. We're going to attempt to try to play. I don't have it loaded on my player, but it's available on Spotify and Apple Music for those that's interested in picking up our Reece Lache's music. And we hope to get her in the studio really, really soon. We actually have a television project coming up real soon. I want to include the Christian hip hop artists because I feel like because this is a children's project, I think it would be fun for the artists to work on it, and at the same time, I think the kids will be attracted to the production when they hear attractive music. So we're gonna reach out to you real soon about this project. We're actually working on that project now. A couple of little things we gotta put together, and I can't wait till we get past where we are right now because this is a project involving a lot of people and some other productions, and this little thing. I guess this what's happening now is giving us a chance to quiet down a little bit and focus on where God is trying to lead us. Because sometimes we don't hear when we got too much stuff going on. It's just a fact. But we appreciate having you on the show, though, and sharing your transparency
Thanks
with
for
us.
having me.
Because that was powerful what you said. And I was telling your promoter when he first was telling me about you, I said she need to do a biographical film piece, a documentary. Because sometimes, you could tell your story and this would give it a chance to travel places where you can't travel. You know what I'm saying? So even though you're talking a lot about what you're talking about in your music, but sometimes your fans want to see you, and what they used to see, in the media that they used to seeing, So, we'll look at that too down the line since you're right here in the DMV. All right. Well, let's listen to Wrong for Right, and then we'll be right back at her, okay? Everybody hold tight.
All right.
You're listening to Live Jazz Experience with DJ Lady Praise and the Jazz Man Batman and our special guest, Christian hip hop from the DMV, from Louisiana, Miss Reece Lache. And it's Wrongs for Rights.
Trying to get it right, ain't got time to make my songs right. I'm trying to make my wrongs right. I'm playing enough in life, trying to get it right, ain't got time to make my songs right. I'm trying to make my wrongs right. Hey, yo, everywhere that I go. Everywhere that I go. Everybody wanna know, man, what happened to you? You are not the same. Tell me how to change. We used to be friends, now you acting strange. Used to follow on the low, watching how you grow. Everywhere you go, I'ma go, can I rule? Yo, I'ma stand and show my light. Not saying I'm always right. Ain't choosing him, he choosing me. I'm cool with how he using me. No plans that he ain't right. He panning out my life. Ain't moving unless he moving me. As you can see that groove in me, alright. I ain't trying to argue with nobody about their life. Choose whom you should serve, but that's for me, I'm serving Christ. If you can't get the picture, we just different, that's alright. That liquor get you lit up, but it's different. How I shine enough in life. Time to get it right. Ain't got time to make my songs right. I'm trying to make I go, 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 go. Everywhere that I go, 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 go. Everybody wanna know, no, 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 no. Hey, how you do that? What you do? I don't believe you. If God is good like that, then why your daddy leave you? These are questions you should ask him 'cause he see you. They say he closest to the broken-hearted people. Hey, 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 yo, God is on his way, wait, yo. Run, I can't be late, yo. Time to get it straight, hey, 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 yo, hey, 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 yo. God is on his way, wait, yo. Run, I can't be late, yo. Time to get it straight, hey, yo. I planned enough in life, time to get it right. Ain't got time to make my songs right. I'm trying to make my wrongs right. I played enough in life, time to get it right. Ain't got time to make my songs right. I'm trying to make my wrongs right. Hey, 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 yo. Everywhere that I go, 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 go. Everywhere that I go, 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 go. Everybody wanna know, no, 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 no.
You are listening to Jerry Reece Lache Worldwide Podcast.
All right, everybody. You heard her. That was Reece Lache. Let's bring it back on the air with Jazz Man and Lady Praise. Awesome song.
Loving that
awesome
song.
piece. That's right. That's how we gotta reach out to our young people, y'all. Yeah. You know what? I wanted to ask Reece a question. One of the things that I had a real long conversation. It was funny. I was at a award show in Atlanta about 2 years ago. And it was really hot and everything, and I didn't have my crew, my cameraman wasn't with me, so I had to do the camera and I had to direct the hosts because they were new. I was kind of training them, and I was running 2 cameras, and it was hot. It was storming outside, and there was a lot of people was in the vestibule where they had the red carpet. So it was a promoter who actually used to represent some of the big Miami rappers in Miami, Florida, and he used to represent Trick Daddy, and I think he said Trina and a couple others, and you guys probably know his name. So anyway, he had got out the industry and relocated to North Carolina. I believe it was North Carolina because he married a pastor, and so he was kind of wanted to start promoting Christian hip hop artists and gospel artists, but he was having a hard time trying to get him into the southern churches in front of some of the bigger parishioners, the bigger churches. They just was blocking them. But he said up north in Detroit and Chicago, they're very receptive to the hip hop community because they know they can bring the kids. And what a lot of Marylander pastors know, and that's how they grow their churches here, especially in Baltimore County, they know when the kids come to church, the parents come to church. And the reason why I knew it worked because I know 2 pastors that did that. And they have their church school is humongous. And because we had left the church, they had a humongous church teen community. And actually had their own building. It was so big at one time. And then when we moved to the second church, they actually running out of space right now. But they also have another campus that hosts like 5,000 members. But we're at the smaller campus, and they actually running out of space because the area where we live, a lot of the kids go to performing arts schools, and they follow each other to different churches because they know the churches here allow the kids to perform for their parents. It's like every 5th Sunday or every 4th Sunday, they just turn it over to the kids. I wanted to ask Reece, did she find that to be a problem in Louisiana where, and I'm not sure if you were actually a Christian hip hop artist when you was in Louisiana, but do you find that there's problems for the promoters to get you guys in front of the larger parishioners in this area or South?
No, I think the South actually has a bigger platform and a more willing churches doing that now, but the smaller churches in Louisiana are the ones that are like, you can't come in here with that hoopity hoop hop hop.
Oh wow! Okay.
They don't like it down south. They call it hibbity,
trap music.
But yeah, they don't. Those older pastors, they don't they don't really like it. But the bigger churches in Louisiana, I don't think my problem with Louisiana was more of like, this is where I'm from, and nobody really, respects, who I am and what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Kind of like like a prophet isn't honored in his own home type of thing.
Right.
So that was my problem there.
Yeah. And I think a lot of locals feel the same way until they go other places, just like our platform. I couldn't get nobody to do nothing for us here. And this, all right, well, we kind of knew it because we had actually had a newspaper here, and we knew that we would be more successful somewhere else. So we kind of knew that, when we first started the radio station. So I feel you on that one. The locals not.
Yeah. See, when I moved here, there was like God. I felt like God literally had people waiting on me here.
Yeah.
Because when I got here, there were people who they already knew who I was. And that's how I started out getting shows, through people who already knew who I was before I moved here. Yeah, and I didn't even know. I'm like, I'm not even. How do you know who I am? But yeah.
Follow you on social media.
Here and it was like a rocket.
Yeah.
So.
Good for you. Good for you. The thing that's so interesting about artists that come from other locations that come in this region, they do seem to do really well. I've been noticing that too. I've had hip hop artists travel from as far as Tennessee, gospel artists as far as Alabama to come here, and they have no problem traveling to come up this way because they know Marylanders are very Southern. So they do know how to treat you when you get here. We make you feel special when you come here.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, so we looking forward to the warmer weather when everything break and God opens up the clouds and let us start back up what we were doing, or for some of us that weren't doing anything to start doing something. I'm kind of excited. And of course, a lot of us are kind of disappointed right now because we're not living the way we want to live right now because of, the quarantine, but things going to get good. I think it's going to be even better than before because we got a chance to think about what we were doing, what we weren't doing, so we can do something, That's right. He bringing us together. All right. Awesome.
That's how I look at it.
Awesome, yeah.
You look at it like that, Draz, man. It's going to be something better.
I think when one door is shut, another one opens in ways you don't think of it that way.
Yeah.
But this help bring families together. With social media, you can still be in contact with people. It means a lot more than people may realize. I think it's different meanings for what's going on.
Absolutely, because God is just trying to get our attention. God's just trying to get our attention. That's it. He's just trying to get our attention.
I saw someone post something, and they were comparing what the enemy does versus what God does, and it's kind of like, what the enemy meant for evil, God turned it around for our good. Like the enemy, he wants to create fear, but God wants to put families together at a table. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's ordering out right now, and even if they are, they're sitting in their houses eating, and believe it or not, there are families who, they're like, I was watching it on the news, but they were talking about, these families who are getting tired of each other because they're cooped in the house together. But for some families, it's great.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's been that way for us too, because my daughter was actually away at school, and she had just left. When she was on spring break, she went to Puerto Rico, so we didn't really get a chance to spend no time with her. We didn't get to take her to dinner, hang out, and then when she came back, she had to go back to school as soon as she came back from Puerto Rico, and then a week later, she's coming back on the train again. And now we've been, all just hanging out in the house, in the kitchen, and some great things came out of this for us. I mean, I'm not going at liberty to share it right now, but I'll tell Jazzman later. But some super things came out of this. Some things that we didn't even really think would have been possible, But this has caused that change, you know, and then, you know, and also she does some things with the production company as well. So we're going to get a chance to catch up on some productions. I got a new production we're going to talk about. So I want to start involving them with more things. And this would have been our only chance to do that until she returned in May, you know. So, yeah, you're right. So people, that's how God works sometimes, you know, mysterious stuff you wouldn't even think of.
You got all these secular artists there. They have this challenge. I don't know if y'all saw it, but a lot of secular artists they're singing, "He got the whole world in it." So people are afraid and they're calling for God.
Yeah.
And I think that's the whole point. You know,
that's right.
Like humble yourself.
That's right.
Call on my name.
That's right. Calm. And also too, I think this get a chance to slow, you know, your manager. Like if you're working for an organization or company or whatever, it get a chance to get your manager to sit still for a while too, because a lot of times all they think about is work before they think about the employee. You know, they just think about the work and they don't put you first. They put the customer in front of the employee. And my style has always been, no, I treat my radio people and my television personnel way better than I treat my clients because they come and go. You know, like DJ Lady Praise, she family. You know, she can call Batman up anytime. You know, and same with Jazzman. You know, they know, any of them. They know they got a problem. They can call me, and they know that it's, you know, I'm gonna treat them. I'm gonna say no, I can't talk to you right. I got to talk to this. I'm gonna say no, hold on, let me put this client on hold, and let's take care of your. I was taking care of a lot of fires that I don't think the average boss would want to take on, and I've had some stuff, you know, went on with some of the radio family, but. You know, that's part of my job. You know, I just can't say, well, don't worry about that right now. We got to take care of this radio stuff first. No, I don't never do that. I said, no, we got to take care of you first because you can't do your job if you all messed up right now. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is going to straighten out a lot of people's hearts. Even the president, he seemed to be kind of changing a little bit himself. You know, I've been listening. I mean, of course, he is who he is, but I think when you're in a crisis like this, you got to have the best people working for you because you can't do everything by yourself. You just can't. No matter how good you think you are or how much money you have, you can't handle all this stuff by yourself. You got to have people that really know what they're doing, you know? And I think he's going to see that during this crisis, you know? And then a lot of bosses going to see it. Yeah. All right, so I hope that everybody feel that same way. If you're a boss, you know, take care of your people because they take care of you, right? All right. All right, Lady Jazz, anything you want to close out real quick? And we give Lady Jazz. But Reece, Lady Reece can she could pray us out before you make your final comment, okay? If she don't mind.
You said I didn't. No, I'm sorry, I didn't catch it.
Now, I said, Lady Reece, you mind praying us out after Lady Praise say her final words?
Reece?
Yeah, Lady Reece.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll pray us out.
All right, appreciate you. All right, but we're gonna Lady Praise you and close us out. You got final words?
No, I just like to thank Reece. Reece, you're wonderful, and you're going to be at the top of the game. You are at the top of the game now, and I can't wait until like a year later you're going to be there. Because I'm playing this on the radio show. I'm playing this on my radio show. So thank you again.
Thank you so much. I received that too.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yes.
All right, Jasmine, you got final words, Jasmine?
Yeah. Reece, I'd just like to thank you for coming on the show, and please don't understate what your talent is. You got high-end talent in rapping, singing, and songwriting.
Amen.
So, okay.
Receive.
So don't understate yourself.
That's
and keep
right.
on pushing.
That's right. Take it all. That's right.
And we'll all be meeting up.
That's right. We're rooting for you, too, and praying for you. All right, Lady Reece Lache, can you close us out in prayer, my friend?
I will. Okay. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you humbly in the name of Jesus, and we just thank you for every opportunity that you've given to us. And you know that we use these opportunities, God, to further your kingdom. And I pray that you give us the strength, God, each person on this phone, each person listening right now. I pray that you give us all strength in these times, God, when in the times where the world is so full of fear, God. I pray that you give us peace. And we thank you for the fellowship on this phone line right now, God. Thank you for all the doors that you have opened for us. I just pray that you continue to strengthen us and just keep us in your sorry, my mind just went blank. Thank you, God. We just thank you. We worship you, and we give you all the glory. Amen.
Amen. All right, it's all right. That's right. We appreciate that. We all need to pray for the world. That's right. And don't forget, everybody, for those of you that's been popping in and out on Facebook, because I've been watching you guys popping in and out. Don't forget, everybody knows you can catch this on Spotify. Batman is really good. We got our radio distributor. We'll have this out on Spotify, Apple Music, and iHeartRadio real soon. So look for that on our page. And you catch the whole entire interview if you missed a lot of it. It was a very good interview. We appreciate you, Lady Praise and Jazzman, and also our special guest. That's right, Miss Reece Lache out of the DMV, born and raised in Louisiana. All right, everybody, and shout out to Mr. Terrell. We appreciate him also and all the things he do for our station. All right, everybody, this is Jerry Rose Live Worldwide, a.k.a. the Batman of Charm City and Chestertown, Maryland. That's right, coming to you right here on Facebook Live and Spreaker Radio. Shout out to all our radio partners. We appreciate for all you do, especially all my radio family. We appreciate you guys for making Positive Power what it is today. All right, we're going to go out on one of Reece's songs. I think it's called Ride or Die. So stay tuned and hang out with us while we play her complete. We're going to play her complete album. All right? So check it out.
Yeah, let's do it. All right. Peace.
Listening to Jerry Rose Live Worldwide Podcast.
Hey, my name is Davis and I'm from Haiti, but I live in Dominican Republic. I'm here, Positive Power 21, Jerry Rose Live Worldwide.
Focus on the king, ain't got time to how could I believe anything that you say? I'm focused on the king, ain't got time to pretend. Tell me, did you mean anything that you said? People see you grinding and they start to pretend. I thought you was ride or die for me. Got no tears to cry, they tried, I see. Hey, can I reside inside of me? How you look me in my eyes and lie to me. I thought you was ride or die for me. Got no tears to cry, they tried, I see. Hey, can I reside inside of me? How you look me in my eyes and lie to me. Savage, add the levels on platinum, How you mad in that vantage, Face mask and bandanas, You lucky I know who I am, Friends supposed to keep it a gram, And stay by your side like a muscle, But you were just being a cramp, I started buzzing like Bumble, but that wasn't part of your plan, If we supposed to be in the body, then why is it blood on your hands, You rather me be forgotten, but I'd rather be in this plans, I don't wanna sit at your table, cause I rather eat with the ends, Yeah, I rather work for this, I ain't really got no time for this, You wanna play dumb, I'm fine with it, You read what you sow, you swine with it. How could I believe anything that you said? I'm focused on the king, ain't got time to pretend, I thought you was ride or die for me. Got no tears to cry, they tried, I see. Hey, can I reside inside of me? How you look me in my eyes and lie to me. I thought you was ride or die for me. Got no tears to cry, they tried, I see. Hey, can I reside inside of me? How you look me in my eyes and lie to me.
Damage, I was lit like a candle. All the pain I couldn't handle. What I thought was real was a scandal. I didn't know my purpose. I gave it all that I had. I thought we was building a garden, but you was a snake in the grass. I gave you all of my energy, you was an enemy. Can't be real, but you always pretend to be. Always was there, had your back when you needed me. Stab me in mind, I thought you would love me. Cutting you off was as hard as I thought it'd be. Needing my piece, it was stopping me. On top of my game like Monopoly. You really dead on my dreams, on God's property. Sat in the wake up and grab evidence. Gave you my heart, you stumped on it. Can't believe I'm wasting my time with this. To death to inspire you alive. Cannot believe in the game that you said. I'm focused on the king, I got time to pretend. I thought you was running down for me. Got no tears to cry, they tried, I see. They cannot resign inside of me. How you look me in my eyes and lie to me. I thought you was running down for me. Got no tears to cry, they tried, I see. They cannot resign inside of me. How you look me in my eyes and lie to me.
We gon' get the bag, run it up, Please do not be mad, give it up, All these blessings on me, it ain't luck, All these blessings on me, it ain't luck, Why these labels calling, trying to get me in my feelings, I ain't messy, plus this tea is good, so I can't spill it, They say I look like my mama, but I bet the difference, I didn't glowed up on the low, to know my daddy did it, do things you ain't knew, I chose to keep it on the low, I go 2 by 2 by 2, he tied up on that 2 by 4, what's the use of an excuse if we ain't cool, then let me know, I'm defeated like the ruler, I've been moving way before, ain't no way I won't be great, my daddy told me so, y'all be tripping, tie them laces in them OBOs, you got all that bread, but why is you ain't got no manners though, get it bread, man, the country grandma, I'm gon' let it go, you can't stop me, who gon' pop me up like Rockets, how who's happy, they met me, bro, who's happy, play back, peek that, who not cool, and we just moving on the low, got a lot to do, that if you cool, then you could go, we gon' get the bag, run it up, please do not be mad, give it up, all these blessings on me, it ain't luck, I got all these blessings on me, it ain't luck, don't get too offended if you sneezing, I don't bless you, watch it really mind my business, so forgive me for my mental, I really be in the kitchen, they get mad, I leave the dishes, but I'm pinning on my life, so when he come, he don't forgive me, when I pop up, I'ma ask a lot of questions like I'm pleasant, you take too long to stop me, I'ma never mind forget it, I just wanna get real big and dress so they could call me Willie, but not really, I just said that cause I know somebody feel me, but I really wanna honor God and lift him to the ceiling, but that other line sound better to you, worldly Christians, I'm just kidding, I don't judge, and if you got it, it ain't tricking, if you got it, if you all then keep it quiet, when it pop back up to bite you, don't forget what's in the Bible, lately I've been killing these and fruity pebbles, Michael Myers. Everybody cool and we just moving on the low, got a lot to do, and if you cool, then you can go, we gon' get the bag, run it up, please do not be mad, give it up, all these blessings on me, it ain't luck, I got all these blessings on me, it ain't luck, everybody cool and we just moving on the low, got a lot to do, and if you cool, then you can go, we gon' get the bag, run it up, please do not be mad, give it up, all these blessings on me, it ain't luck, I got all these blessings on me, it ain't luck, everybody cool and we just moving on the low, got a lot to do, and if you cool, then you can go, bag, run it up, please do not be mad, give it up, all these blessings on me, it ain't luck, I got all these blessings on me, it ain't luck.
You're listening to Reece Lache Worldwide Podcast.
I done came a long way. I don't know how they wanna hate me, but I'm gon' shine in darkest nights. For God I live, for God I die. Oh, for God I live, for God I die. 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 The peace, the joy, the sacrifice, the good, the bad, the dark, the light. For God I live, for God I die. For God I live, for God I die. Sleep on me if you want to, but I'm fully awake, yo. Don't believe it all day, so I do this every day. Yeah, I said I'm from the boo like Boosie Boo and Kevin Gates. Show up late to all these parties, but I bet they save a plate for me. They know I got to eat my grind, don't stop, I'm up, don't sleep, ooh, that's it right there, okay, let's go, them puppets like Pinocchio, I stick with God, he wrote my boat, no lullabies, I must stay woke for God, I live for God, I choke, I play too much, don't play my songs, if you can't never take a joke, look in my eyes and see my soul, they ask a lot that I don't know if it's a problem, I don't know if I forgot, I lost my focus, I'ma die, but I don't know when, I done came a long way, I don't know how they wanna hate me, but I'm gon' shine in darkest nights. For God I live, for God I die. Oh, for God I live, for God I die. 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 The peace, the joy, the sacrifice, the good, the bad, the dark, the light. For God I live, for God I die. For God I live, for God I die. Hey, it's been a minute, I guess I should kill it. I got in the race and I got out my feelings just off, so they pace me. It's hard to replace me. I'm all, but I'm great. I'm the least of the least, and there's really no reason for calling me weak. I just notice my strength is in He who complete. So for Him, I'ma live and forget all the beat, cause it's really too much. I just beat on the beat. I don't need no drama. I'll be fine without it. If you bout it, stay from around me. I'm just trying to do the best I can. Yeah, all this talk is cheap, and I refuse to lose my sleep. Why worry about what people think of me? I'm really in my lane. Yeah, I've been through some pain. Yeah, I can't stay the same. Yeah, I can't take no more abuse, and you can't play those games. Yeah, circles going round and round inside my head. Circus, but I ain't no clown, so all you jokers dead. I done came a long way. I don't know how they wanna hate me, but I'm gon' shine in darkest nights. For God I live, for God I die. 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 Hey, y'all already know what it is, man. I just took my time and got it. It's on sight. Yo, hey, I just took my time and got it right. I just took my time and got it right, and you can't stop me never. I felt lost, I prayed. Yo, I prayed on sight, don't act like you ain't know. Y'all know how I get back. They can't ever lock me out. Hey, can't lock me out. I got the keys, you know my path. I'm on this strong as I walk straight. I know my fate. Don't know what to say. If you don't want smoke with me, how about the way? Got it myself, no, I haven't been trained. The spirit that's living inside of me got me no popping me. Showers of blessings, He rains. Flow that's unstoppable, you could be you, but I'm me, and there's nothing about me that changed. I'm just your never been average. I probably go savage, but that just don't flow through my veins. I'm not a coward and I got the brains. I ain't been lost since the day I was saved, but I followed the yellow brick road, cause I know that's the way that He made it. I cannot complain. I'm from where we ain't retarded, and don't get me started. I'm hardly a part of the race, cause they see what's inside of me, and they try to take hold of my reins, and I still don't complain. Could've lost my life inside that fire. Instead I came out shining on refined. I just took my time and got it right. I just took my time and got it right, and you can't stop me never. I felt lost, I prayed. Yo, I prayed on sight, don't act like you ain't know. Y'all know how I get back. They can't ever lock me out. Ay, can't lock me out. I got the keys, you know my path. I'm on this strong as I walk straight. I know my fate. Don't know what to say. Whatever you do, make sure it's the king. I got the juice, it dripped in my feet. I had got silent cause I was in bondage, got rid of the noose, I'm totally free. This thing got too easy for me. Drop a hit in my sleep, oh, really how you sleeping on me? Wake up and get on your knees, oh, and don't you go make no assumption. They dance with your word, they gon' tell it like Running Man. I hop on the beat and I bungee, I'm trying to be humble, I doing my bunny dance. I really am saved and I rap for the king, I know they don't want it with me. As real as I can, I stay in my lane, but why they keep coming for me? They know I'm as rare as a diamond and precious as rubies. They try to get to me, more drama than movies. I turned off the TV and then it got spooky, cause they saw my light in the darkness and they were just gloomy. They try to get to me, but doubt should not do me. They shut the door, but I'm about to get through it. As God is my witness, no stopping my grooving. I just took my time and got it right. I just took my time and got it right, and you can't stop me never. I felt lost, I prayed. Yo, I prayed on sight, don't act like you ain't know. Y'all know how I get there. They can't ever lock me out. Ay, can't lock me out. I so much they never think I change. I guess I'm proof that he can always make a way. Cause I done seen some things you never think I seen. Growing up where I'm from, you could lose it if you blink. But it's up, yeah, I'm done, had enough of it. I did fall, so much stuff had me struggling. And I got a lot of work, yeah, I do it for the streets. And my mama told me not to worry about it, just do me. And my grandma told me work the time will pass you by with it. When the sun goes down, what will your life mean? To the people that you love and to the people you ain't meet. It's a lot of them inside of them, and hopefully I'm bright enough to light my whole city up. People hate, God is love, spread it like it's a bug, shed a light, brighten up. Double cup and cup, my blessings filling up. Get the shovel, pick it up, dig a tunnel out the mud. People wonder if it's love. No, God did it, and I can't fake like I'm self-made, cause you see I'm different. And I've been eating off his plate, you know I'm not picky, taking what he give me. I need it, that's mine, give it. Cause we fight, we don't lose, we don't die, multiply. Cause my blessings going up, got my blessings soaring up. Cause we fight, we don't lose, we don't die, multiply. Cause my blessings going up, got my blessings going up. Yeah, my blessings going up, got my blessings soaring up. Cause my blessings going up, yeah, my blessings soaring up. Cause my blessings going up, yeah, my blessings soaring up. Cause my blessings going up, yeah, my blessings soaring up.
I just checked the inventory of my blessings and they going up. Look like I'm preparing for the winter, the way they storing up. Anytime my cup is empty, got the one who pouring up. Man, I was at my lowest, I came in, that's how I leveled up. Yeah, I know my finish different from the way I start out. I know the devil mad at telling me this hard out. Man, I've been through so much fire, I think I'm gold. But I know he with me just like Sarah me, second been to go. Yeah, blessings going up. Man, God just blow my mind so much, I think I'm going dumb. Man, I just get the word and run it like I'm Forrest Gump. Man, I can't help but shine and stick out like a sore thumb. Yeah. Hey, blessings going up. Promise on me you don't wanna war with us. He said we ain't gotta fight, we still some warriors. We already know the outcome, we victorious. Yeah, no we don't die, we just multiply. Yeah, you can check the math, numbers don't lie. Yeah, hey, everything we need, we know the supply. If I stand my blessings, I know they would touch the sky.
We fight, we don't lose, we don't die, multiply. Cause my blessings storing up, and my blessings going up. We fight, we don't lose, we don't die, multiply. Cause my blessings storing up, my blessings going up.
You're listening to Reece Lache Worldwide Podcast.
Grandma always talking time, told her grandma I'll be fine. If I fall, just know I'm flying. I'll be up in perfect time and everything ain't what it seems. Never care what people think. Live your passion, do your dream until it rocks you better sleep. Yeah. I know it's hard out here for the sinners, and it's cold out here for the winter. But I'll be just fine, and you'll be just fine, as long as we fight. Yeah. So get up, fight back, shoot up, right back, do the right back. So boot up, just like that. Get up, right back, shoot up, right back, do the right back. So boot up, just like that. All I know is fight, yeah. That's how I know it's my time. But I'll be just fine, I got God on my side. Ain't no stress in my eyes, and I ain't fell down and I came up. Been down and ain't changed up. Wardrobe got stained up, cause I fought hard and got banged up. Yeah, if you ain't shooting what you aim for, I'm from the boot like Mr. Cool, you know it's danger. No, I'm not the type to feed you lies and entertain ya. If you won't make a bud, it's better find a painter. I got too much on my brain. When I got bruised, I was insane. 2 loose screws, now I've been changed. He was like choose, I was like hey. And it's safe to say I'll never be the same. 1 lick, 2 kick, 3 kick, boot up, shut up, bet I'll blow your brain. As I'm talking to the enemy, you mumbling, ain't she safe? I'm doing this for you and me so we could walk away. Wait. Grandma always talking time, told her grandma I'll be fine. If I fall, just know I'm flying. I'll be up in perfect time and everything ain't what it seems. Never care what people think. Live your passion, do your dream until it rocks you better sleep. Yeah, I know it's hard out here for the sinners, and it's cold out here for the winter. But I'll be just fine, and you'll be just fine, as long as we fight. Yeah. So get up, fight back, shoot up, right back, do the right back. So boot up, just like that. Get up, fight back, shoot up, right back, do the right back. So boot up, just like that. Knew me, never knew you. I'm Reece, who you? I got bars like Hulu, it's a movie. If you watch it and you copy, I'ma sue you. Been watching what I eat, I wanna reap and repeat Fruit Loops. And you'll keep on telling me stay out the streets. You'll keep on telling me watch what I eat. So it's not what goes in, but what comes out of me. You don't want me full on what's bothering me. So I should get up, fight back. I'm the right match, shoot them right back. I boot up just like that. Get up, fight back. I'm the right match, shooting right back. I boot up just like that. And my eyes talking time, told the grandma I'll be fine. If I fall, just know I'm flying. I'll be up in perfect timing. Everything ain't what it seems. Never care what people think. Leave your passion, do your dream. Till he rocks you back to sleep. Yeah. I know it's hard out here for the sinners, and it's cold out here for the winner. But I'll be just fine, and you'll be just fine, as long as we fight. Yeah. So get up, fight back, shoot up, right back. You the right match, so boot up just like that. Get up, fight back, shoot up, right back. You the right match, so boot up just like that. It's John World. I got tired of rapping, I went into acting. Everything is cool. I believe in you and everything you do. Even if they hate it, I was down to do it just for you. Started elevating, found my strength and jumped up through the roof. Took my time and built a team, we stuck together like some glue. Never did deserve it, I just get it, glory on to you. People said to quit, I told them I can't do that there for you. Left my home and found out all that love was left up in the boom. All these people doubted me, but now I'm called for you to mute. Started singing on them, now they shocked and don't know what to do. Told my mama I'll be back and I went out to bought the stool. Guess I never knew I could until I did it, now I'm proof. Had to get rid of my fears and now I'm here and I gon' move. If you're walking from my wheels and you get hit, then that's on you. All facts, cause I go down, so get back. New me, they got no switchbacks. I don't respond to chit chat. Smoke through but let they kick back. Can't fake them days of mishap. Stand in my way, I zigzag. No, they can't take my impact. Y'all can't be sauce, I dip that. I know that's why they hate us. I'm about that life, I live that. I'm into him, they fade us, it's okay cause even if they hate it, I was down to do it just for you. Started elevating, found my strength and jumped up through the roof. Took my time and built a team, we stuck together like some glue. Never did deserve it, I just get it, glory all to you. Even if they hate it, I was down to do it just for you. Started elevating, found my strength and jumped up through the roof. Took my time and built a team, we stuck together like some glue. Never did deserve it, I just get it, glory all to you. Second verse, no gauge, yeah. Had to switch to my name, yeah. Move around in that pain, can't fake it's all in my face. Can't fall, won't bend, don't fall, don't eat that fruit that the God, oh God, God blessings. I want more, got peace, no pieces. Now I'm home, you sleep on Reece, won't let me eat my hunger, grow. They sell, I'm sold out, felt that pressure in my soul. I not don't would no, not you won't let me through. I not down, don't come from the boot, don't have my flow. If you ain't new, then now you know I cover my dress, I look out close. Pin my squad out like my flow, they slept on me like I'm below them. Started flowing bed, I woke them cells, got broken, started rolling. Took my time and built a team, we vowed to never lose. Started elevating, found my strength and jumped up through the roof. Even if they hate it, I was down to do it just for you. Started elevating, found my strength and jumped up through the roof. Took my time and built a team, we stuck together like some glue. Never did deserve it, I just get it, glory all to you. Even if they hate it, I was down to do it just for you. Started elevating, found my strength and jumped up through the roof. Took my time and built a team, we stuck together like some glue. Never did deserve it, I just get it, glory all to you. Through the roof, yeah. Oh, y'all know I never do that. Everybody just need to fly away sometimes. Oh, yeah. Forced to do better when we not getting what we want. Life is too scary when we try living on our own. Sweating for temporary pleasures we never own. And it always cross our minds, but we don't want it to be known. Everybody struggles, everybody got their own. What don't kill you make you stronger, don't you fight this on your own. Man, I fight so much you probably hear it in my tone. But somebody who denies it probably try me with a stone. I've been down before and you see me, you're not alone. And if you ain't got a problem, I don't know where you come from. But you can't never hide it, cause you stick out like a thumb. And when life don't add up like math, you only hang around with some. Get it how you live, that's the motto where I'm from. Started stressing as a kid, but now I'm grown and acting young. Gave him everything I had, he gave me everything I want. All I needed was his love, when I felt I should've jumped. I'm alright, man, I'm okay, yeah. Fight this every day, yeah. And I know you do too, yeah. But we gon' be okay. We can't worry about what they say, say. We can't worry about what they say, say. Say, I know you wanna fly away. Forget about that drama back from yesterday. And we don't need no trouble, it don't last no way. I know you wanna fly away. I know you wanna fly away. Forget about that drama back from yesterday. And we don't need no trouble, it don't last no way. I know you wanna fly away.
Time is something you can never get back. And God told us in His Word to make the most of your time because the days are evil. Colossians 4 and 5 tells us to walk in wisdom, making the best use of our time. Ecclesiastes 9 tells us whatever your hands find to do it with all your might. That means to make the best of your time. Psalms 9 and 12 says, teach us to number our days, that we may have a heart of wisdom. God requires you to make the best use of the time that He has given you.
Grandma always talking time. Told her grandma I'll be fine. If I fall, just know I'm flying. I'll be up in perfect timing. Man, nah, 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 nah. Way too many flavors, nah, 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 with later, yeah. Almost lost my patience, I ain't never gave up. From the state of king, cake and alligator, yeah, yeah. Don't know how I made it, nah, nah, to my haters, yeah, yeah. Nah, nah, nah. Use your imagination. I just thank the Lord for giving me the cable. Plug me in and watch me be the me, baby. French inside my blood, I say kiki to haters. When they ask me what it mean, I just repeat the statement. Something funny, they don't get it, they need me to say it. Nah, 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 nah. Nah, 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 nah. Nah, 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 nah. Nah, nah, nah. Flavors, nah, 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 later, yeah. Almost lost my patience, I ain't never gave no. From the state of king, cake and alligator, yeah, yeah. Don't know how I made it, nah, nah, to my hater, yeah, yeah. Nah, 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 nah. Nah, 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 nah. Nah, 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 nah. Need to fly away sometimes. Yeah. Forced to do better when we not getting what we want. Life is too scary when we try living on our own. Sweating for temporary pleasures we never own. And it always cross our minds, but we don't want it to be known. Everybody struggles, everybody got their own. What don't kill you make you stronger, don't you fight this on your own. Man, I fight so much you probably hear it in my tone. But somebody who denies it probably try me with a stone. I've been down before and you see me, you're not alone. And if you ain't got a problem, I don't know where you come from. But you can't never hide it, cause you stick out like a thumb. And when life don't at all like math, you only hang around with some. Get it how you as a kid, but now I'm grown and acting young. Gave him everything I had, he gave me everything I want. All I needed was his love. When I felt I should've jumped, I'm alright, man, I'm okay, yeah. Fight this every day, yeah, and I know you do too, yeah. But we gon' be okay. We can't worry about what they say, say. We can't worry about what they say, say. I know you wanna fly away. Forget about that drama back from yesterday. And we don't need no trouble, it don't last no way. I know you wanna fly away. I know you wanna fly away. Forget about that drama back from yesterday. And we don't need no trouble, it don't last no way. I know you wanna fly away.
Time is something you can never get back. And God told us in His Word to make the most of your time because the days are evil. Colossians 4 and 5 tells us to walk in wisdom, making the best use of our time. Ecclesiastic 9 tells us whatever your hands find to do it with all your might. That means to make the best of your time. Psalms 9 and 12 says, teach us to number our days, that we may have a heart of wisdom. God requires you to make the best use of the time that He has given you.
Grandma always talking time. Told her grandma I'll be fine. If I fall, just know I'm flying. I'll be up in perfect timing. It's drama world. I got tired of rapping, I went into acting. Everything is cool. I believe in you and everything you do. Even if they hate it, I was down to do it just for you. Started elevating, found my strength and jumped up through the roof. Took my time and built a team, we stuck together like some glue. Never did deserve it, I just get the glory out of you. People said to quit, I told them I can't do that there for you. Left my room and found out all that love was left up in the pool. All these people doubted me, but now I'm called for you to mute. Started singing on them, now they shocked and don't know what to do. Told my mama I'll be back and I went out to bought the stool. Guess I never knew I could until I did it, now I'm proof. Had to get rid of my fears and now I'm here and I gon' move. If you're walking from my wheels and you get hit, then that's on you. All facts, cause I was now, so get back. New me, thank God, no switchback. I don't respond to chit-chat. Smoke move, I let them kick back. Can't fake them days of mishap. Stand in my way, I zigzag. No, they can't take my impact. I gave the house, I did that. I know that's why they hate us. I'm about that life, I live that. I'm into him, they fade us, it's okay, cause even if they hate it, I was down to do it just for you. Started elevating, found my strength and jumped up through the roof. Took my time and built a team, we stuck together like some glue. Never did deserve it, I just get the glory out of you. Even if they hate it, I was down to do it just for you. Started elevating, found my strength and jumped up through the roof. Took my time and built a team, we stuck together like some glue. Never did deserve it, I just get the glory out of you. Second verse, no games, yeah. Had to switch to my day, yeah. Move around in that pain, can't fake it's all in my face. Can't fall, don't bend, don't fall, don't eat that fruit that the God, oh God, God blessings. I want more, got peace, no pieces. Now I'm more, you sleep on reason, don't let me eat my hunger grow. They sell I'm sold out, felt that pressure in my soul. I now don't would no, nah, you won't let me through. I now down, don't jump from the boot, don't knock my flow. If you ain't new, then now you know I cover my dreads, I look out close. Pay my squad out like my flow, they slept on me like I'm below them. Started flowing, bet I woke themselves, got broken, started rolling. Took my time and built a team, we vowed to never lose. Started elevating, found my strength and jumped up through the roof. Even if they hate it, I was down to do it just for you. Started elevating, found my strength and jumped up through the roof. Took my time and built a team, we stuck together like some glue. Never did deserve it, I just get the glory out of you. Even if they hate it, I was down to do it just for you. Started elevating, found my strength and jumped up through the roof. Took my time and built a team, we stuck together like some glue. Never did deserve it, I just get the glory out of you. Through the roof, yeah.
You are listening to Jerry Reece Lache Worldwide Podcast.